Hi, I'm Sam and welcome back to the channel. This is the Crafty Blinder van build and today we are dealing with our vapour barrier. Right, I'm quickly going to try and explain why we need a vapour barrier and the reasoning behind it. So our vans are influenced by external factors. That could be cold, heat, wind, rain. With heat, that will warm up the outside of your van, and through the effects of thermal bridging, so that's heat transferring itself through this metal structure, it'll warm up the inside of your van. That in turn will warm up the air inside the van, and if you come back and you're in the van or you're sleeping in the van, you're going to produce moisture from your body, from cooking, from washing, from day-to-day tasks. That moisture is then trapped inside your van. But as the structure of your van cools down through the evening, and the moisture in the air, the characteristics of that change, and it will want to attach itself to cold surfaces. It's attracted to cold surfaces, and once it hits a cold surface, it builds up condensation, and you don't want that in your van. So the best way to keep that from areas where you don't want it to build up, behind insulation, behind panels, be in channels and in recesses, is to vapour barrier it. You've already thermally protected it with insulation, and that's what you don't want to get wet. Believe you me, you don't want to get it wet. It stinks when it's wet, but it can also cause ill health through mould and bacteria. So you don't want it there. It can also rust your van from the inside out, and you don't want that either. So for me, installing a vapour barrier is a no-brainer, and this is how I did mine. This is the product that we're going to be using today. This is AirTech Double, and it's used in the building trade. It's basically, you can see that, it's bubble wrap with foil each side of it. It acts as an insulator, and it also eliminates water penetration. So we're using this as a vapour barrier. So once it's all sealed up, and why did I get this cheap? If you look there, reduced to clear, small hole in insulation. So, oh yeah, that was it. There's a couple of little holes and a tear there. Half price. It was so cheap, I bought 2 rolls. And I'm probably only going to use half of one. So we'll keep this for some future projects. But at that price I couldn't really not buy it. There's the date of manufacture. I've had this in my garage for 2 years. I bought this initially for the first project that I was going to do, the van that never made it to the road. But this one's gonna. So there you go. It's 1.5 meters wide, which is ideal for the van, because the panels are about 1.5 meters in width. So this should be perfect. Anyway, let's get it put in. This is the spray I use. It's Trimfix Adhesive. It's for vehicle interiors, headliners and carpets, fabric, leather, seats. It's high heat resistance, and it's absolutely brilliant. Perfect for what we need it for. Securing that today. Before installing the vapour barrier, I find that cutting it to length and shaping it to fit where you want it to go is the easiest way, rather than trying to trim it all up later. Once you've got it cut to the right size, it's just a matter of sticking it in place with a bit of trim adhesive. This video contains scenes of a graphic nature. Oh, there it is. There's my kite. I need a bigger t-shirt. To hold the material out of the way, I just use foil tape. This allows me to get a nice even spray. I'm not here to teach anyone how to suck eggs, but when you're using this stuff, please open all the windows and doors, because you're going to be spraying a lot of this and it does become a bit noxious after a while. When you're converting a van of this size, I reckon you'll go through about 12 cans. So the cheapest way to buy the trim adhesive is to buy it in bulk, buy a box. I wouldn't mess about, you will use it all, and it comes in handy for a number of other jobs as well. I've used it all around the place. As Trimfix is a contact adhesive, it's important that you spray both surfaces that you want to stick together. I give it a good going over. It does advise that you leave it till it's tacky, but I've found that you don't need to do this. It's that good, it will stick instantly. Starting in the centre, I work my way down and across at each structural point. So following the body lines, I will just work down in sections, but always start in the middle and then I'll work it in. And I found this to be probably the easiest way to do it. Once you're happy that the top of the material has been secured, it's then just a matter of lining it all up, making sure there's no creases, and then just start to work it in. Just using the flat of your hand, pick an area and work it in systematically from one side to the other and into all the corners and crevices. It doesn't have to be an exact fit, you can come back later because it will remain tacky for some time. Any excess material, just cut it off with a Stanley knife. Your foil tape will cover any imperfections on the side and it'll seal the vapour barrier completely. The insulation panels in the roof are aluminium foil backed, so they will never need to be vapour barriered. All you must do is go around and foil tape all the gaps up so there's no potential for the air, any warm moist air, to penetrate and get behind the insulation. And on that point, if you make a penetration through your insulation and you break the seal on the foil, you need to tape that up, and you can do that simply just by applying some foil tape. Where I use the sticky pads to secure the side panelling, I've then gone over with foil tape and sealed over the final clip as well. That way I know that no air, moist air, is going to get through. At this point, I decided to give the roller a go. Didn't really work that well, to be honest. I ended up using my hands. Don't know what was going through my head, but I thought, hey, I'll give this a go. And it wasn't really that much better than just using your hands. So if you're a hands-on person, just get them in there, get stuck in, get it all smoothed out. installing the vapour barrier is just another one of them jobs that's really enjoyable to do. You see a massive transformation straight away. As soon as you get one or two panels up, it covers such a wide area, such a large area. It's an instant transformation. I would suggest removing door seals and any trims that could potentially get overspray on them from the contact adhesive, the Trimfix. Also, by doing this, it allows you the opportunity to run the foil tape behind where the seals would go and behind any trim panels. You know, this will give you 100% confidence that you've sealed every gap where you could potentially get moist air in. And then we're on to the most important part, sealing every joint with foil tape. And in some areas you might have already put 3 or 4 layers of this on anyway, but just for that peace of mind, I'll keep putting it in, overlap it, make sure that there's no chance for moist air to get in. So all that remains now is to do the rest of the van. Around the windows, I do this in one piece and then I cut the window out later. And when it's done, this is what it looks like. It felt like the inside of a spaceship. What are you doing? Oh, Lisa! Can't believe you're farting in my van. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the little funny bit at the end with the wife. She hates being on camera, but I got her. Anyway, if you're enjoying what we're doing, please think about subscribing. 73% of the people that watch our videos aren't subscribed. That's off my statistics on YouTube. Be nice to get a few more subscribers as well. If you're liking what we're doing, click the like button. If you're enjoying the content and you want to subscribe, please subscribe. But if you do subscribe, click the bell and then you'll never miss another update from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time when we deal with that locker above the cab. We need to take that down, the headline in. We need to insulate and sound deaden and soundproof and whatever you want to call it behind that area. And we also build the locker at the same time. One of the worst jobs I've ever done in my life. It was easy to come out, horrendous to put back in, but the results are fantastic. Thanks for watching again. See ya.